Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of discussing issues of life with Shishi. Whether I'm doing my podcast, my YouTube channel, Periscope, or going live on Instagram TV, I just want you guys to know that my heart and thoughts are with everyone who is dealing with the holiday blues. And it is really evident nowadays, especially when it comes to people who have depression and they have a hard time dealing with the holidays due to either being lonely, single, just lost a loved one, or just get the blues at this time of the year. And I know a lot of people who really, I've had a lot of clients that hate the holidays due to either being single, not dating, the fact they got to shop, the amount of money you got to spend, Christmas shopping, and then the worst that I've heard is like, gotta be around my family, or gotta be around my in-laws, or we gotta have the conversations about why I haven't had kids or why I'm not dating. And I just sat there and thought, like, what kind of families do these people have? Like, I've never have had to experience that. I know I had kids young, so they didn't have to worry about me and kids. I've always been with my man, so I guess I didn't get to ask those questions, but maybe one of my questions from my family would have been like a career, like where do you see yourself being? But my family never said that to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I was considered a black sheep growing up, but it was still, there was certain discretions that the holidays that my family didn't do. So even in my immediate family, it wasn't really like that. But when I hear people talk about big families, even when I'm with my big, huge family, it's not like that. So anyway, I'm not going to, stay on here long and keep you guys just wondering what I'm going to discuss. But anyway, I got some notes here, and I just wanted to let you know you've made it through Thanksgiving. Now you got the two worst, well, for me, they're the best, but for a lot of my clients, they're the worst days of the year, which is Christmas and New Year's. And to get through those times, sometimes it's people don't want to see the red and the green. They're feeling really blue. So what I was going to tell you is, for people that do not have a significant other, family members, the holidays can be tough. And so what I was going to say is, there's a lot of groups out there, Facebook groups, just different groups where people get together that are single. I remember at my jobs, like a lot of times my husband was deployed. A lot of us single women would get together on those holidays to celebrate each other. We would just get together and we'd celebrate life. We knew everybody couldn't be home. We even did that on Valentine's Day. Like, we pluck names and we bake cookies, Valentine's Heart Day, get each other non-expensive gifts, candles. We go meet at the movies. Maybe all of us would take the kids out to dinner. And that's what you have to do. You have to get real creative in the holidays, especially if it's, really depressing for you. And also, too, don't lay around and not do anything. Get up and move. Take short walks. Go to bookstores. I'm a person who could sit in a bookstore all day long. Don't get me in a coffee shop. I'm real nosy, so I'll watch people in the coffee shop. I pay attention to people's behavior. And I know a lot of times people say it's just hard for me to get up and get dressed. You have to push and fight for it. Like, seriously, push and fight for it. And if you guys can hear my dog whining in the background, she is really whining. I'm sorry. Normally she's not out here when I make a video. Every time I make a video, I got a dog issue, so I apologize. But, have brief conversations with different people who may be going through what you're going through. Like I said, get on these Facebook groups. You'd be surprised. I have never been in a bookstore and not had a conversation with a stranger. I know nowadays that you have to be careful because people are crazy, but I've had conversations with strangers, and you'd be surprised at how many people are sitting there just as lonely as you are and looking for someone just to talk to. I know everybody talks about these dating websites. Now, I'm going to look them up. I've had a lot of patients that have talked about it, and they say they work. I've heard people say they get ghosted. I heard people say that they're not worth it. I was already married before this stuff came out. So my heart is with a lot of people who have to do this stuff. Like, the amount of the amount of stuff that people have to do to date nowadays is just okay. That's a whole nother topic. We're not going to go there right now, but that's a whole nother topic. I would love to discuss that. Matter of fact, I might have my kids on here and talk about it with you guys, but I have to honestly say all my kids are dating. So anyway, in long relationships. So anyway, and find, I'm gonna tell you, find new ways to get yourself occupied. Like they got these painting classes now. Go to the gym. I remember when I was in the gym, I went, not when I was in the gym, but I used to go to a gym that had classes. I used to get into classes with a lot of the ladies or individuals, and we used to do stuff together. Like we would meet daily at the gym for any type of class. Or we'd get there and have a session together and just go on the treadmill and walk for 30 minutes to an hour. Like find ways to get involved. That way you're just not laying somewhere by yourself, and you get to interact with people, and you get to find out new things about people. And I really believe in talking with new people. It gets you interacting like, they do different things. Some people go to baking classes. What's that stuff they call, down where I live in Texas, called painting with a twist? You go out and they paint. Or there was also another group I remember, it was called a crochet and knit group. I remember that. You get a movie group, like go to the movies. I'm gonna tell you guys, when there was a season when my spouse and I were separated, I would go to the movies by myself and loved every minute of it. Didn't mind sitting in the seat by myself, did not care. I had to learn to be happy with me. And when I hear patients say, like, I have no one to do nothing with, and don't get me wrong, I know over a long period of time you can become lonely. I know the holidays we all want somebody, but try hard sometimes if you don't have the energy to interact with people, or you don't want to because you don't trust people, or if you have trust issues. Sometimes you got to learn to be happy by yourself, to go and do stuff by yourself. I don't mind going to the mall by myself. I don't mind going to restaurants by myself. I don't mind sitting at the bar anywhere by myself. I'm very happy and content with me. And I know everybody's not there and everybody's not like that. But those are some of the things I would do. Find, these groups around that you have 5K groups, workout groups, knit crochet groups, movie groups. You have biker groups. There's so many different groups nowadays that if you just put a little effort to it, I know you can find something to do where you're not sitting around lonely. And I'm going to tell you, working in a psych ward, we are the busiest at the holidays. And when I hear the stories about my wife left me at this time, I get more depressed at this time because this is the time, something happened with our kids. I'm going to tell you guys, life is hard. But if you choose to dwell on every issue you've had in the past and you keep that going forward, you'll never celebrate anything because everything will remind you of something that's happened, of an individual from the past. And I've lost loved ones. I'm going to tell you guys, when my father died a couple years ago, it took everything I had to want to celebrate anything. But I knew I could not be selfish and not allow my kids to have a good life or not do anything. So I'm going to tell you guys, you got to get out there, and sometimes you have to put yourself out there just to know. And like I said, those who are dealing with loss, the idea of trying to have happiness through the holidays is hard. You might actually feel guilty if like you're disrespecting the memory of that person. But let me tell you guys something. You can't hold that to yourself all the time. You have got to get up and understand that it's okay to feel guilty. But guess what? You have to acknowledge yourself and say that I'm going to live my life, even if you do miss that person. So don't get me wrong. I know for a fact, I know my father, he didn't want me to sit around and be depressed and stuff. That wasn't my dad. And I'm not saying that, most people when they pass or something's happening, they want you to go live. They want you to go have fun. They don't want you to dwell on them being gone. So once again, if you're dealing with the loss of a loved one, my heart goes out because I have been there. And I'm going to tell you right now, I remember one holiday just sitting and crying half the day. And I'm so thankful that my man was like, baby, we got to get up and do something. We can't just sit around here. And like, especially with me, I'm the cooker in the house. So the meals weren't going to get done if I sat in a room and cried. And I'm not trying to make it that easy, but it was rough. So, I sit and think about like geez, I miss my father. Geez, I miss my aunts. I miss the ones that have passed, the grandpas, but I got to celebrate the life of the people who are still here. And that's what, we have to do. And if you lost a loved one and that was all you had left, I don't know if people are involved in church. There's a lot of church families that will invite you over for the holidays to be a part of their family. I mean, we have got to sometimes put ourselves out there to even see and know what else is out there for us. We can't live in this shell and not and expect life to come to us. I mean, if you don't expose yourself to something, you will never ever know. So anyway, and like I said, if any of you guys are experiencing this, my heart goes out to you. But once again, I'm going to say from the beginning, resist the temptation to hunker down. Get up and get to moving. I don't care what it is you have to do. We all know that when we get the serotonin levels up, we all feel a lot better. I'm going to tell you, there's mornings like when it's time for me to go to the gym, I don't want to move. I don't want to get up and do anything. But once I get to moving and doing something, I feel so much better. Like I feel a lot better. So I just want to encourage you guys not to sit in depressed this holiday season. Like I said, you got through Thanksgiving. All you got is Christmas and New Year's. And find some groups somewhere that are worthy of you and your time, and get out there. Go paint, go hike. They have all these different places where you can do the hike, the walls. Do some of that stuff. I know I sound really cliche, but I have a lot of patients right now who are dealing with the blues of the holidays. And it's hard for me because I'm a happy person at the holidays. It's my favorite. It's really my favorite time of the year. So I just wanted to become your favorite as well, and hope that you can somehow get out of this funk and try to enjoy the holidays as best as you can. And once again, if you need to talk to someone and you feel like nothing is working for you, my number is 940-247-0619. I'm here to talk with you, to help you through your holiday blues any chance I can get. All right, that's all for now. But I will be back at you with another conversation with Shishi. Talk with you later.